Alright guys, so I wanted to do a little deck profile. This is something I've been working on for a little while now, but when the new pack in Master Duel dropped, we got a card that's kind of like one of the big missing pieces for this deck that I definitely did not expect to get this early in Master Duel. I'm of course referring to the Chaos Angel. I'm assuming most of you who play the TCG are familiar with this card already, and honestly, most Master Duel players have probably come across this card at some point. There's a reason why people joke about this looking like a fan-made custom card, because when this card is made properly with a light and dark monster, it can be very difficult to deal with. Craziest thing about this, though, is I believe this is like the first synchro monster to come out where they basically said, like, yeah, you don't have to use a tuner, which is insane, especially considering the effects this monster has. So in this deck, we're going to be making it properly using a light synchro monster and a dark, and I'll hop into the deck profile now and show you guys how we're going to do that. So one of my favorite ways to make synchro 10s in basically any deck is utilizing Scareclaw Reichart, which in my opinion is one of the best normal summons in the game. Pretty much any of the Scareclaws are a one-card combo, especially Reichart. And what Reichart is going to do is basically give you those options. Alone, he's going to put 3 bodies on the field. You're going to have Reichart plus your Vsauce, which is a level 10 synchro play, or you can use those 3 bodies for link material. I'll show you guys how we'll do that. Now, what I've done is basically thrown that Scareclaw package, including Visa Starfrost, into essentially the Bestial Thunder Dragon type deck that a decent amount of people are playing now. The reason why I thought this would fit perfectly in this deck is because this is a deck that does not really normal summon ever. I've also thrown in Assault Synchron, which is a free special summon, level 2 tuner. And basically what we're trying to do with that is any Bestial plus your Assault Synchron is going to get you to Chaos Ruler. And there's a crazy combo with Assault Synchron, Chaos Ruler, and the Bestial Lubellion that will allow us to essentially summon Chaos Ruler 3 times on our turn in order to make synchro plays, link plays into Apollousa, Avermax, whatever the case may be. And that's what I like about this deck the most, is that it gives you a lot of options where you can basically adjust your end board to what your opponent's playing, or depending on the hand that you draw. Worst case scenario, most times with this deck, you're going to end on a Thunder Dragon Colossus plus like a Baron de Fleur, or maybe like a Lubellion with Regained in order to get back, for example, like a Baldrake to disrupt your opponent's extra deck summon. So overall, if that's the worst case scenario, that's not too bad. We also have a large amount of dark monsters, so we're utilizing Allure of Darkness just for draw power to draw into our deck, as well as, you know, our Thunder Dragon Dark to thin out our deck, discard themselves, add another one. Now, I have played other versions of this deck with more than 40 cards. Playing more than 40 cards in this deck can actually help you to not brick as much, because we are playing a lot of 3-ofs. But I have made multiple adjustments to this deck over time. I probably will continue to. You know, for example, you could probably run 3 Lubellions. That wouldn't be too bricky. But overall, if we're able to get our branded Regained engine going, if we see an Allure of Darkness plus like any of these Thunder Dragons, we're gonna have a decent amount of draw power. The main thing is really being able to see one of your Assault Synchrons so we can go into the Chaos Ruler. So that's something I've considered, is maybe adding more tuners into the deck. So I'll leave that up to you guys. But first I want to hop into solo mode. I'm going to show you a replay, and we'll talk through it just to show you guys kind of what the optimal end board could look like. And again, like I said, you'll have plenty of options of your choice of extra deck monsters to end on. But I just want to show you guys, you know, without disruption, sort of what this deck is capable of. All right, so here we have, I wouldn't even say the most optimal hand, but it is a solid variety of all the different engines that we're running in here. So we're going to go ahead and discard the Thunder Dragon. Basically, like I said, thinning out our deck. And in this deck, we're going to be using our Bystials to banish our own monsters a lot. So we just want those in the graveyard to be able to banish for our own Bystials here. We're going to normal summon Rykart. Use the effect to search for the arrival, link it off into Lightheart. Then Lightheart is going to search for the field spell. Field spell will activate to search for a Scareclaw or Visa Starfrost. We're going to get Visa Starfrost because, like I said, we're using this as a Synchro 10 engine, essentially one card Synchro 10 engine. So now Lightheart will be able to resummon from the graveyard once per duel if Visas is on the field. We'll go Arrival to get Rykart back. And now we have level 4 Rykart plus a level 6 Light Tuner with Visa Starfrost. So Light in the Dark to make a proper Chaos Angel. Obviously, as you saw, we have other options. We could go Baron de Fleur, Chang Ying, depending on the situation. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go Chaos Angel. We'll banish our Thunder Dragon, and we're going to special summon the Assault Synchron. So now we have a level 8 Synchro play, and we will go into our Chaos Ruler. We're going to Chain Link block our Chaos Ruler because we don't care as much about getting Lubellion in the graveyard with the Sarnier effect. We're a little bit, right now with our hand, we're a little more interested in the excavating 5 cards and milling some. So not a bad mill. I would have liked to have drawn that Nemesis Corridor, but we're going to grab the Magnum. We're going to let the Thunder Dragon Dark go to the graveyard, so now when we banish it, we can get its effect. But first, we're going to tribute. So this is where it gets kind of crazy. We're going to tribute the Chaos Ruler for Lubellion. And what that's going to do is, number one, it's going to get us our Branded Regain going, but it's going to trigger the Assault Synchron to banish itself to resummon the Chaos Ruler. And mind you, we haven't even used Chaos Ruler's effect, its own graveyard effect, to banish and resummon itself. So now we have that. We're going to go ahead and use the Magnemite to banish that Thunder Dragon Dark, like I said, which will trigger its effect to give us a Thunder Dragon. And it's going to trigger the Branded Regained to put it back in the deck and draw us a card. So we have Magnemite Search, we have Thunder Dragon Search, and Branded Regain drawing us one card. With the Thunder Dragon, we're going to search for the Dragon Hawk, which can discard to special summon any of our Thunder Dragons banished or in the graveyard. And what that will give us access to is Thunder Dragon Colossus. And you're going to see why that's important right now. We're going to go into Cross Sheep. And this is important to make sure that your zones are freed up so that you can summon the Colossus where the Cross Sheep is pointing to trigger its effect. So we'll resummon one of our regular Thunder Dragons. Not going to trigger the Cross Sheep effect yet. Now we'll tribute that for Colossus. Now we'll go ahead and trigger the Cross Sheep, which, since it's pointing to a Synchro and a Fusion, we'll be able to summon a level 3 or lower from the graveyard. Or sorry, level 4 or lower, and it'll boost all of our monsters' attack by 700. So we resummon our level 2 Tuner, and that'll give us another level 10 Synchro play. So we'll use that with the Chaos Ruler. Putting the Chaos Ruler back in the graveyard, we now have Baron de Fleur, and now we can use Chaos Ruler's own effect to resummon itself. And we're going to banish a Light and Dark. Doesn't matter too much right now, but I do like to try to keep the Thunder Dragons in the graveyard to get their effects on our next turn when we banish them. So now we can level 8 Xyz using Lubellion and the Chaos Ruler into the Photon Lord, which is double monster negate, 3000 defense. And yeah, as you guys can see, there's plenty of other options that you could go into in this case. You know, you have potential to go into a Link 4 Appaloosa. If your zones are free, pointing to the cross sheep, you could go into IP Masquerena and then use those two to make a indestructible, untargetable Avermax, which is difficult to deal with. So that's basically one of the optimal end boards that you could go into. All right, so now what I'm going to do is show you a little bit of gameplay on the ranked ladder, just to show you how the deck operates, dealing with some disruption and things of that nature. So not the greatest hand. We're going first here. We do have a Lore of Darkness plus the Dragon Dark, which is one of the better combos in this deck, so we'll banish that. He is going to Gamma. We will max see that because he's going to summon twice. I think we only maybe get one draw off of that, but at this point we really need it. So we drew a D-Shifter. That's kind of dead right now. And we're just going to banish for Sarnir. Tribute our own Sarnir to get Lubellion in the graveyard. Bring out Lubellion. We'll get our Branded Regain set up. And yeah, this is not optimal at all. But we do get a draw off of that banish, and we drew a Scareclaw Reichart, which is huge. So we're playing against Sprite. We'll go Sprite Blue. We'll use the effect of Regain to resummon a Bestial. Searching for red. Special summon red and the Jet. Jet to get Gamma Burst, so he's trying to do damage here. If he grabbed the Smashers, we would have actually been in more trouble, I think. So we'll go ahead and Veiler the Gigantic Sprite. That's a pretty good choke point. He's going to tribute his own Gigantic to negate the Veiler, which is really not a great play, but either way, he still has a Link 2 play. He's going to go into Sprite Elf. He's going to re-summon the Gigantic, but it won't have any material. And he's going to Gamma Burst, so he'll be able to attack over one of them. He won't be able to attack over the Lubellion. We'll use the effect to send another Lubellion. And we drew Assault Synchron, so that's huge. We basically have two Synchro 10 plays now. Reichart plus now our Lubellion, and we can free special summon the Assault Synchron to Synchro 10 with those two as well. And now that he summoned on our turn, we're going to Regained again to get Sarnir back. He will Jet to search for a starter, which is dead this turn. We're going to link off into our Lightheart. Lightheart will search the Field Spell. Field Spell will now search Visas. So now we have Visas. We'll pop our own Lightheart. Summon itself. We'll resummon the Lightheart. And now we will Arrival for the Reichart. I'm going to use the Field Spell because we have 3 defense position monsters to pop one of his cards, which is a pretty insane hidden effect of that Field Spell. So now we use them to make Baron to Floor. Assault Synchron. Into our Chaos Ruler. So we could have gone actually Assault Synchron and Lubellion into a proper Chaos Angel, Light and Dark. But in order to go for game, we probably need to do this play with Chaos Ruler. So let's see what we mill. Okay, that's pretty good. We'll grab the Hawk. Now we're going to tribute for our other Lubellion to get this combo going again with the Assault Synchron. And we have a decent amount of damage already on the board. Draw into another D-Shifter, that's unfortunate, but I believe we have lethal damage right here anyway. Yep, and that's game. I mean, we could have continued to combo there. We had 2 level 8s. We had a Thunder Dragon for a Colossus play. But yeah, guys, that's basically the general gist of the deck. Let me know what you guys think. Any changes you would make, feel free to leave a comment. And I'll probably eventually take this Maybe on like a live stream or something, we'll try to climb the rank ladder with a similar version of this deck. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in, and thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.